one of the manifestos of education for Pakatan team was that it'll be free education, right? What competition are you talking about then if it's free?
Free has nothing to do with competition.
Yeah,
Competition, we're
precisely
talking
the
about the
point.
quality of the education. Free education is
Shouldn't
about...
individuals be given an opportunity to fight for the right, to earn the right, competing to get into scholarships and also to win scholarships?
That has got nothing to do with free education. In primary school, in secondary school, in university, you should provide free education so that everyone has the right to education. What we need is competition.
Competition, and therefore there should not be any cheating.
How do you create competition if people just get free education?
No, your competition will be the type of course you can get into, the results that you will get. I'm not telling you to reduce your marking so that more people can pass or
So
more
are
people
you
can
saying
get
that
in.
with free education as well, you can still raise the bar?
Yes, absolutely. There's two completely separate matters.
Where is this happening? In which part of the world?
Oh, plenty. In UK, they have free education, although they are reforming some bits of the system. In US, they have state universities. They have private colleges. Private colleges you have to pay, but they have state universities that are completely free.
So where do you think we should be looking at in terms of, you know,
I think we
raising
should-
the bar, but yet maintaining that everybody has good education?
I think raising the bar applies everywhere. Raising the bar applies everywhere throughout countries that prioritizes education, whether it's Singapore or UK or US. And raising the bar is just about focusing on quality education and not on quantity of graduates.
So if we're looking at the Malaysian education system, if you are saying that free education all the way to tertiary, are we saying that all the private colleges should be shutting down, private universities?
No. There's a limited quantity of spaces in your public universities. That's why the private universities are booming today.
So isn't it creating a competition because it's limited means to say not everyone is going to be getting free education? Because if free education, are we saying that every Malaysian would have the
No,
right to free education?
Free education in public universities.
Okay, meaning to say that there's limited numbers still. We still have to compete to get into the universities.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on to other issues, which actually I find why we are all over the place trying to, you know, talk about corruption here, like KLIA 2, and then you have the emergency ordinance, the repeal of that, which has actually given way. That's what they're saying, that it's given way to a rise in crime. Yeah. Which would you find would be the most significant issue that you would like to put forth right now?
Oh, a whole bunch of them, frankly speaking.
But what irks you the most? What irritates you the most? What annoys you the most?
What annoys me the most is the fact that whenever these problems arise, the first reaction from the government is to deny. I mean, up to today, KLIA2 is like huge scandal, 4 billion ringgit. It's not a tiny amount of money.
Right.
But none
But it
of
started off as just about
1.7. 1.7 is now 4 billion ringgit.
And it's been delayed like
Delayed
God knows how
2
many
years.
years. 2 years, yeah.
2 years,
That's
more
right.
than 2 years now.
Yep.
It'll be more than 2 years. So what irks me the most is from when I first raised it 1.5 years ago to today, the minister have not made any real statement on it.
And the reason for it?
They can't be bothered.
They can't be bothered.
There's
They
going to
can't
be
be
another
bothered.
PKFZ.
I mean, we have the new acting transport minister in place for the past 1 month. We have seen the scandals happening, unraveling in front of us. He has said nothing, absolutely nothing
And
on
that's
the
Hisham
4
Udin, right?
billion ringgit scandal. That irks me the most. I
Do
mean,
they have to say something in the first place?
They are responsible for it. They are responsible for it. They have the Secretary General of the Transport Ministry sitting in the board of the MAB, Malaysian Airports.
Especially because the money is coming from.
Well, the money in this case they claim to be private.
Yes.
But put it this way, if they can't pay their debts, they will raise airport taxes. Who pays the airport taxes?
The people,
The people of Malaysia.
public. Yes. That's
So
right.
as far as another scandal coming out about, well, nothing has happened to the PKFZ, as you've been doing a lot of homework into that. And is this going to be another PKFZ?
I don't know whether it will become another PKMZ. It might not. But what keeps me busy is the fact that they keep handing things for me. I mean, I'm by nature a fairly laid-back person who like not to do work. But when they put something right in front of you, staring you in the face, it's hard not to pick it up and say, hey, what the hell is this?
Yeah, but with so many issues which is national in nature, and of course this is also something that will affect the people and their money. What can the opposition do? I mean, after all, now you have a government which has won by just a slim majority. So doesn't that give the opposition more power to do something? And you all are not doing it, and perhaps just going
We
out
have
there to
no
rally.
executive powers. We have no executive powers. The only powers we have is the powers of political pressure on behalf of the people, and that has worked. I mean, of all the various issues I've raised, there are little wins that we have made. For example, the Max Expressway, Maju Expressway, the one from Petaling, KL all the way to Putrajaya. That particular highway was built for 1.3 billion ringgit, privatized. The government paid 963 million ringgit, which means about 3/4 of it has been paid by the government. So of course the original question will be, if you have paid for 75% of it, why bother privatizing it in the first place? Why don't you just build the entire thing and keep it for free? No, it was privatized, and then the concessionaire decided to sell the entire highway for 1.7 billion and make a clean net profit of 1 billion ringgit. Now, where did that 1 billion come from? It came from the government. So when we protested that deal was finally called off, it was cancelled, and the concessionaire was unable to sell the deal. So there are little wins that we get from political pressure.
So is it a good thing right now at the positioning of 89 seats by the Pakatan? And it looks like you can have a very good check and balance. Shouldn't it be the parliament this way instead of Pakatan taking over and
Yeah,
then it'll be
perhaps it
another...
should-
Why can't they check us?
Of course, they can check you.
Yeah.
So would it be?
They're
are
checking
saying,
you all the time. Don't worry, YB.
Are you saying that there is nothing wrong with the Pakatan Rakyat, YBs, MPs of Parliament?
No, I would be lying to say that Pakatan Rakyat is perfect. But I would be honest to say that Pakatan Rakyat is much better in terms of ability and administration than Barisan Nasional.
Has everything that Barisan been doing all this entire while, has there been anything good? Because everything that nothing seems to be good at all.
Yeah, it's like, everything they do is wrong, and it doesn't, it's a bit, it sounds a bit unfair. What do you think?
Well, I think that a lot of things they do could be done a lot better. Okay, are we the worst country in the world? No. Are we worse than Madagascar? Probably not. Are we worse than Zimbabwe? Oh, pray not. But we can do so much better. We have so much more resources than many of these countries. They don't have it, we have it, and yet we are not achieving what we should be achieving.
But Barisan is also taking the opposition to task a lot by your moral values. Like the sex videos that came out. It's like
It's
like
not me. It's not me, really.
Serious?
No, it's not me.
How many mistresses do you have, YB? Okay.
If you were put in government, who would be the most corrupted person that you all would immediately take action on?
I think it's not fair to say who is the most corrupted person, but definitely there would be a lot of personalities that will be subject to investigation.
Who are these names
Among
that you
them?
would say?
For example, the Chief Minister of Sarawak,
Okay.
who himself said that MACC has no right to investigate him because
I can
they
swear
are
to you
naughty.
that on every face-off episode, his name is mentioned. Right? All of you.
It's the clearest example. His wealth is reputed to be 45 billion ringgit. How do you make that sort of wealth on a chief minister's salary?
What would be the actions taken to take him down?
Investigation, proof, court of law.
Let's take him down and tear, his empire apart and distribute the money to all the hardcore poor. What do you think, YB?
Sounds like a good idea
Yeah.
to me.
How much would you take? And then, okay, we need to wrap it up. Unfortunately, Ernie, do you have any other questions?
Do you have any aspirations to become the next Prime Minister?
Nope.
And why not if this was about
That
to
is,
help the country?
you have to think about it seriously.
No. No, that won't happen. The Prime Minister's role is a big job. It involves an even greater sacrifice than than what people deem me to be doing
I
today.
think a lot of people will be disappointed to hear that.
No, not really. There are a lot of mad people out there who are keen for the job.
Actually-
And if you-
and to be honest, you need some mad people to be able to do this thing because
So are you calling Dato Seri Anwar Ibrahim potentially a mad person?
yeah,
he
so
wants
is
to be
Lim
Prime
Kit Siang, so is
Minister.
Lim Guan Heng.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Khairul
I mean,
Jamaluddin.
why would someone go through all this pain? I mean, they went to jail for 4 years, came out, and still want to continue fighting for this. You need to be a bit mad to do that.
Who do you think is the most suited, if it's not Najib, to become the Prime Minister?
Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim.
And it was not Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim because he's not getting any younger. He has got a back problem. He's got a lot of people who don't really like him.
Yeah, and
So
it's homosexual.
We have a lot of brilliant leaders.
I mean, that's the
Who would be the best?
allegation.
Who would be the best option, or choice? Your choice, if it's not Datuk Seri Anwar.
I think
Ibrahim.
there are a lot of young leaders in their 30s as well as early 40s today in Pakatan Rakyat who are able to step up when the need arises, when the time Datuk Sri Anwar actually retires.
If in UMNO itself,
And then there's always that question of race, you know. He has to be a Malay, or you know, according to the constitution, they have to be a Malay.
Okay,
but
it doesn't have to be a Malay. Okay, by constitution, everyone admits that. Even Shahidan says it. But what happens is you need someone who is able to win the confidence of the majority. And as at this point in time, only a Malay can.
because of the racial structure.
Because of the
country.
racial indoctrination that has taken place
Okay.
over the past.
I haven't
50
heard
years.
that word for some time.
Yeah.
Okay, last question
Mahathir
actually.
retired a while ago.
I actually have to ask this question because I promised one of my FB fans, actually one of our FB fans, when are you going to color your hair because you will look hotter?
Never. I have enough problems.
From the other from the other gender. Okay, thank you so much, YB. Is there anything else you'd like to add just before we wrap up the show?
Thank you very much for doing this, and I hope the audience will continue to help build a better Malaysia.
Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, and thanks, Ernie. Okay. To all of you who have been watching our Face Off, we wish you a very good day, and we hope you've enjoyed this interview. Bye.